Hi guys, Spectre here. I've been looking at some of the things lately, the state of gaming that it's coming into today. And don't get me wrong, there are some gems out there. There's some really good games that are coming out. And there are some that look okay and then turn out to be complete dog water. But it's also the price of gaming where we're going towards. I remember when games like a new release game were like $39.99. Obviously, I've bought games at $49.99, so just under like 50. I'm willing to pay that amount for like a AAA title. You know, that's the maximum I would pay. Games beyond that, I won't pay that price. I think it's extortionate. Obviously, I know wages go up, inflation goes up, but we're in one of the biggest economic like downturns in recent years. And yet prices go up and they think people can afford it. Now, if you're one of these people that plays just one particular game, and that's your go-to game, power to you. Buy your Call of Duty, buy your Grand Theft Auto, because when that comes out, it's probably going to be overpriced to hell. But if that's the only game you play, fair enough. But if you're a gamer like me who plays a large variety of games, different ones, do not buy games at those prices. Just like the thumbnail showing 50, I'll accept. Above that, not a chance. And now games are nearing like 80 plus. I'm not being funny, the consoles are like, what, 500 to like 700? So if you get a game priced at 100, you're getting like 5 to 7 games making the price of a console. That's ridiculous. That's so expensive. And then you get idiots like that guy who goes, I think it was like Borderlands, I think it was 3 or 4 or something, who goes, if you're a true fan, you'll find $80. Nothing to do with being a true fan. You can't guilt trip people. And we've got the power, the gamers. Vote with your wallet. Don't let them manipulate you into thinking to buy it. If you don't buy it, the price has got to go down or the company starts to not do well. So what we'll do is, we'll have a look at a few examples of some badly priced games and some not badly priced games. So, here is Doom Dark Ages, a game I do want to play. It's on my wish list, as it shows here, on my wish list. But, £70 basically on Steam. It's a penny off, £70. I am not paying that price for any game, ever. Just not. It is too expensive. And the best part is, every single year, Steam, along with other sites, have a summer and a winter sale. And titles will go on them, on at least one of them, every year. Once they go on sale, I just buy it at a cheaper price. I'm not in a rush to buy the game. I'm not being extorted out of more money. Fuck that. Not a chance. $70, you can cram that up your ass. Not a fucking prayer. And then if we look on here, a one that is goodly priced, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, a game I also want to play. Maximum price is $41.99, but it's currently $37.79. I would buy it at either of those prices. That's a good price for a game. I would accept that. And for a game that's come out of that quality as well, absolutely. Absolutely. Now these up here are some of the sites that I use. This one's Green Man Gaming. I'll drag it across so you guys can see a little bit. Oh. So this is Green Man Gaming. This is one site I use. So we've got Doom again on here. $69.99. They've currently got 17% off, so it's £50.09. If we look at Claire Obscure, $41.99. Currently got 18% off, $34.43. Again, very acceptable. I'm okay with that. CD Keys, everyone must know CD Keys. CD Keys, really good with price games. This is where I get the bulk of my games from. So, normally, £70 again. 24% off, $52.99. Still above the threshold I would buy it, even with 24% off. That's ridiculously expensive, this game. That's not the fault of CD Keys. This is the fault of the idiots in the Doom pricing area in their studio. pricing games at this, you're an absolute moron. And that's why they haven't got many sales. People decided, well, it's not worth it, I'll just wait for it to come down. It's got good reviews, but people aren't buying that many copies of it. Why? Because it's too bloody expensive. And in an economic downcline. People aren't going to spend that on a game. Absolute morons. Let's go into here. Look at that. Wow. Wow, what a saving. $23.49 for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Jesus. That's like Dead by Daylight indie price schemes that come out like that. God damn. That's a right saving. Holy hell. So then we'll look at, this is another thing we'll look at, but play length. For example, is any of you guys that have played Halo back in the day, you look at like your Halo 1, 2, 3, their play length, and then you look at Halo Guardians. Halo Guardians campaign you could complete about 4 hours. Most of the other Halos would double that, if not more. Just for the campaign. That's not going around and finding all the little hidden extras. So Doom here, to be fair, has got good play length. 15-20 hours, that's a good play length for a modern day game. Most games these days are sub 10 hours, some even sub 5. And they're wanting like 60, 70, 80 dollars, pounds, euros. It's too much. It's like if you're going to charge those extortionate fees, at least give us some of the game time to match. So one thing they do get right is the game time. But then is it the case of the game just drags on and you wish it would be over? Or is the game actually good for all those hours? And then if we look at Clair Obscur, approximately 30 hours. Now that is an RPG game. RPG games can be quite lengthy. You look at like any Final Fantasy type game. You could be playing those for 100 plus hours. So you will get a lot of hours out of a game like that. But it's also ridiculously cheap priced for the hours playtime and the graphical quality. So two good houred games on these ones, but only one good priced. Only one good priced one. Doom, even with the discount off there, is still too expensive for what I would cast. I wouldn't buy into that. And I'm not one of these that's got loads of extra income, like, you know, a millionaire or whatever, or somebody earning like a 6-figure salary a year. But even if I were, I've got my principles. I will not pay that price for a game. Because quite frankly, I don't think they're worth it. And generally, you don't get your play time, your play length out of the game. A lot of games are over really, really quickly. And if the game's going to be over quickly, the price should reflect that. And it should be significantly cheaper. I don't care how many thousands of people a AAA studio got working on a game. If you get, say, 7,000 people across, like, all different companies working on a goddamn game, but then it's got 5 hours playtime, you've done something wrong there. That many people working on a game, you should have significantly higher playtime than 5 fucking hours. 5 hours is nothing. Most people boss that out in a weekend. You know, it's not... I used to have friends when we used to have, like, Halo 3 were coming out. They'd stay up the night before and drink Red Bull. And, you know, get ready to, like, oh, yeah, I've got a complete campaign before I've got to work next day. And they'd all be hyped up. And one of my friends, Luke, he'd be drinking Red Bull all night, and his copy of Halo 3 didn't arrive. So we all completed it. We're all texting him like, oh, it's great, it's fantastic. He's like, oh, fuck off. Because his copy didn't arrive, it got delayed by 1 day. And ours all arrived. And, like, when you used to have, like, close to midnight releases, we used to have, like, 11 o'clock release. So from 11 o'clock until midnight, you used to be able to go to the local game store and get a copy of your game. So you could get it reserved with your name on it and then bring it back. And people used to do that back in the day. But again, if you're willing to buy those games and if you're playing them with your friends or you're really hyped game. Like example, we'll look at another one in here. Let's look at another one. Look at an older but goodie. Where is it? Where is it? Where is that overpriced motherfucker? There it is. There it is. Oblivion. Oblivion, great game, by the way. Love Oblivion. Now, it's actually in my price threshold, $49.99 on there. But bear in mind, this is a remaster. This is not a brand new released game that's been juiced up in Unreal 5, like we'd expect the next Elder Scrolls to be when they bring it out in probably fucking 2035 or something, whenever Bethesda gets round to it. Because if they work any slower, they might as well go back in time. But I would buy it at these prices, yes. But for a remaster, it's like, eesh. It's not a new release title. And it is something I've played and completed. I mean, hell, I've got maps to it on the wall. Citadel right there. Skyrim there. Another one up there of Skyrim. You know, it's a bit for a remaster. But it's within the price range that I would buy for a game. And that has come out this year. Because one thing that these have all got in common, the remaster on this, Clair Obscur, and Doom, all came out this year. I mean, that came out, what, May 15th, 2025? Clair Obscur, April 24th, 2025? Where did the other one come out at? It's got to be on here. Here it is. It's the April 22nd, 2025. So all three of those games have come out this year. So they're priced at this year's. They're not priced at a couple of years ago. You want to find games that are priced at this year if you're going to have a price judgment. Because older games should in theory be cheaper. But then again, we've all seen Call of Duties that almost very rarely go down in price. Because that many people play them. But again, that's the whole point of voting with your wallet. If a lot of people are in to buy the game at that price, the price will stay high for longer. If you're not willing to buy the game, then the price will come down very suddenly. There was a game recently, but I've forgotten what it were, but that's forgettable. But they released it, I think, at like 70, and the month after it dropped down to 50. So just because a lot of people didn't buy it, they instantly knocked off 20 off the top. That's what we need to start seeing with games. AAA companies should be looking to sell more copies to make their money, not milk their existing customers for more money. That's not how it should work. You should be looking to expand your audience and sell it to more and more people. The human race is growing every goddamn year. I think we've got, over 10 billion people now on the planet? Or damn close to it. You know, you should be looking at expanding it to newer audiences while keeping your price affordable. 80 plus is not affordable. Look at the minimum wage in a lot of countries. That, for a lot of people, is probably a good, decent length shift, if not more. So it's like, I mean, let's say you were earning $1,000 or £1,000 a month. Now, you're probably going to have to take your tax off of that as well, which is usually 20%, or whatever your personal tax allowance is in your country. But you're getting roughly $250 a week. You take it 80 off that, you've got 170. But that, bear in mind, is not including tax. It's 80 off of that for a game. And then if some games do come out at 90, or like people have been saying about Grand Theft Auto, might come out at 100, that's a significant portion of your weekly pay packet and your monthly one. And it's not acceptable. It's really not. And not when the game consoles are only like 5 or 6 times the cost of one game. That's ridiculous. So overpriced. So I just wanted to vent, see what you guys think about this. I mean, are you guys okay with the prices going up? Have you just got disposable income at the wazoo? Or are you guys unhappy as well? Especially considering that in a lot of cases, we're getting charged ridiculous prices for slop. We're getting crapper games that are also shorter in duration. But if you keep buying those games when it's shit and it's short, they're going to keep feeding it to you. Where if you don't, then they might have to make a change. And then obviously either improve the game if it remains short, or hopefully improve the game and make it longer in duration. You know, I want bang for my buck. I don't want a game that I can complete in 2 minutes, even if it's nothing to do with content creation. Just, I want some bang for my buck. If they want to charge prices, make it be worth the price. These games aren't worth the price, not even close. They're not. And even then, I have principles above it anyway. If the game consoles are like 500 to say 700 in price, I'm not buying a game priced at 80. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I'll hope you guys have got some things to think on, some food for thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you're around here, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.